Yeah. Well, I show this off because I can. But yeah, the interesting thing here, Toontown. Maybe you've played it, maybe you haven't. I know a lot of people on the internet these days had fond memories of Toontown, and yes, I even played this way back when with my daughter because my daughter was like 10 and she wanted to play a game with me, so this was free, kind of. At least when we played it, it was free. There was a point where you could subscribe and get a few extra benefits and all that, but it was free. And it was about as family friendly as you could hope because it was at that time owned by Disney. Yes, this started out life as a Disney game. Disney's Toontown. A lot of people kind of probably remember this. But a few years ago, Disney decided it wasn't popular enough to compete with the likes of other products it had, like Club Penguin. So they shuttered this. And usually that is complete and total death in the life of most MMOs when the company shuttered it. The company just shuttered it. But there have since been two completely separate groups that have revived Toontown. There's one called Toontown Rewritten, and there's this one called Toontown Corporate Clash, which Toontown Rewritten was pretty much the exact same thing Toontown used to be. Microphone? I got my eye on you. Stop that. But Corporate Clash excuse me, I had to take a drink there. But Corporate Clash decided to do a few things slightly differently. And there's only one option here. Okay. Hopefully that actually did change the title tag here. So what exactly was Toontown? A grind fest. Literally, it was just nothing more than a grind fest. So when I tested this game out, and of course I made Mr. Chazikov from Night in the Woods as best I could. But let's just kind of create a new character. Why we need multiple characters, I don't know. I really don't. But we have the basic choices of boy or girl characters. The only difference I can really tell is that the girls get eyelashes. I don't think it changes anything else about them. It just gives them eyelashes. Whereas the boy characters don't get these. And as far as I can tell, about half these were not character types you could actually be. Like the bat, the raccoon. I don't think there's a fox or a beaver or an alligator. It kind of is a nightmare. There could be nightmare fuel in here. No, they don't have that divide in there. They do not have the full or vertical divide. You can attempt. I mean, Bear is... See, we have Bear, which Mr. Chozikov is. And you could attempt to choose between the heads and getting Monokuma look. But the problem is your color comes in just one solid pastel thing here. Yeah, you can't come close to making Monokuma. You can change the individual pieces, but you can't make a divide. I could make him have different colored hands, arms, and or head, arms, and legs, but you can't quite get a Monokuma look out of him. They do have a Freddy Krueger shirt, though. See? Don't even have a really good shirt for this guy. Probably as close as I'm going to get. Probably. So yeah, Ubers. As I've learned, Uber is a term for a player who can make an Uber character which never gets increases to their hit points past a certain point. There are some hit point increases you can't avoid. And there were people that were trying to play this game hardcore, impose limits and the like, and the only thing they could really find to do was to go in with as few hit points as possible in anything. Now, this is one of the major variances this game has from the original. In the original, you just kind of started with two of the attacks. Gags are your attacks in this game. You just kind of started with two of them, and a game assigned them to you. You had the throw gag and the squirt gag. Well, with this, if you want to be an advanced player, you could pick something different. Me, not really caring that much, I'm probably just going to keep throwing squirt because those are just two basics. So, once again, like I said, this game was Disney-fied very much. As a matter of fact, you may still see the remnants of the Disney thing. I mean, at least in the first revival of this game, they actually kept in the Disney characters. because you had like Mickey, Minnie, Donald, Goofy, and the rest just kind of running around, just kind of as NPCs to interact with in the open worlds. I think they've removed them for this, which is a very smart thing to do. But I think in Toontown Rewritten, I don't think they get around to removing the named characters. But back to what I was originally going to say here. The Disneyfication of this meant you could not type your own name and have it just automatically be there, so it had to go through an approval system if you wanted something outside of the basic names. It had to get approved, so people weren't slipping in the slurs and the like in their character names. So let's check the tutorial. I don't think I did that on the first character. Maybe I did. Yeah, you're probably not going to get away with naming your character Big Chungus. I don't think they're going to let you have that. Also, hello. Who knows? Yeah, you're not going to get Biggest Dickus either. That's not going to be around. But, you know, based on Disney. And I don't know if the people that did Corporate Clash or what have you, I don't know if they're as uptight and... Aw, it has unexpectedly broken. Wah, 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 wah. Yeah, I was going to show a little bit of the gameplay, such as this. And now it's just completely stopped working altogether. I guess I should mention the Corporate Clash is kind of in beta, so to speak. It's either an alpha or beta. I forgot to check the version number, but yeah, it's fairly new. And servers going down is kind of one of those to be expected things. We'll see if the game crashing sticks us back in the tutorial or if it just dumps us in the world. I'm guessing it just dumps us in the world. Yep, just dumps us in the world. Oh yeah, that's right. Hi. Stare into the face of your tormentor. Yeah, that's right. So let's work with make them on. You don't really need many controls for this game. You need the mouse to click on certain things when you pop up. But you start out in this little hub world. And generally you get told, hey, go do this thing to learn how the game works. In this case, it wants us to check with a very specific person. I can't remember where that person is. Yeah, we don't have that. Where was... I think he's over here. I feel sorry for Colorful Bat, because I will probably never play this character again. So basically this guy's just say, oh, go have fun, you've won a free vacation, blah blah blah. And then it says, hey, you need to go do this. Here's the next quest. And he tells you you can look in your sticker book for quests, but we don't have a sticker book yet. See, I gotta find the thing. Schoolhouse is around here somewhere. The little ice cream cones you see floating around are hit point restoration items. We'll get into that in a minute. But first we need to do the introductory quests here. We need the Experiometer, which is a new thing. It actually lets us... We actually gain experience from doing things now. Whereas in Toontown, the original, there was no experience meter for individual characters. You just had to level up your attacks, your gags. And then we get a laugh meter, which is a fancy way of saying hit point meter. And if it goes down to 0, we get turned to sad. And there's our sticker book, which works as our in-game menu. And notice how they keep saying there's no fighting, no battling, no problems whatsoever here. Yeah, if you do certain things, you gain training points, which will allow you to unlock new attacks. And this guy's going to keep talking. The Cog Gallery, which they're trying to pretend doesn't exist. So we don't know how to talk. So by doing this, we get the, we basically get the speed chat. And we can say, this is how you actually talk in this. After completing a quest, we get enough experience to bump us up to level 2. Which I don't know exactly what that actually does for us, but we're level 2 now. So now, after he let slip about the truth about the Cogs, you know, conspiracy theories notwithstanding, we now have to go back to the mayor, and the mayor gets to be mad that we know about that we've uncovered a piece of the conspiracy that's just so well hidden. And they literally pull the, he had one job. And yeah, now we're going to get the story that these things called Cogs have invaded the town. And the way we defend the town against the infinitely spawning Cogs is to attack them with squirt guns, pies, safes, and other toony implements of destruction. And something that this game has that's new is there's an actual storyline going on. None of this was really explained to you much in the original Toontown. But yeah, they're kind of saying, yeah, we have to defeat the chairman of the Cogs, or the chairman of the board. And we need to talk to a Lord Loud and Clear, who is in the headquarters of Toontown Central. It will give us more of an idea of what we're actually supposed to be doing. So we need to look at, let's see, Matahari, good old Gil Giggles, Bumpy Bumblebur, and Lord Loud and Clear here. They have someone head of strategy and banana collection. I think they're kind of mixed up on what they need these people to actually do. So, yeah, basically you get brought in to be yet another cog in this machine of resistance rangers. So now we need to go seek out Franz Neckvein. Who, if you actually want to look, who is in Punchline Place in Toontown Central. Which means we need to work our way over to his particular shop. Loopy Lane. Wacky Way. Silly Street. One of these exits out of here should be called Punchline Place. There it is. Now, once you leave here, you will be in slightly more dangerous areas. Although danger is not exactly the way you really should put this. Because if you stay on these sidewalks, yeah, you're not going to get attacked. The little NPCs you see here are the Cogs, because of course they are. And they will only walk in a very set pattern in the street. If you want to fight one, you have to walk up and make contact with it. Or you stand in the middle of the street until one just literally walks straight into you. But we have a task, and that is to go talk to Mr. Neckvein, who's at the gym. And if I'm not mistaken, yeah, it'll actually show you this big number 1 on your little mini map you can pull up. Shows you exactly where the gym is. And I would fight these guys, but I'm probably going to have to fight a bunch of them in just a second anyway. The gym should be around here or on the other side of this. Yeah, where is it? I'm like right on next to it. Oh, there it is. You can go into any of the buildings here, as long as they aren't owned by a cog. And somehow I expected a guy named Franz Neckbane to be a little bigger. I'm just saying.
There's been a problem lately, you see. My squad racks and heavyweights are easily lifted by the Cogs. I need you to go find them and bring them back to me. And try not to struggle too much with lifting them with their little scrawny muscles. Remember to use the legs, not the back. Now go pump them up.
Let's see if he... Okay. So now, you can look and it says we have to get some exercise supplies from the Cogs. So it's whatever cog we can run into at any given time. Any cog we can run into has a chance of dropping the exercise supplies we need. And to get them... Look at, there's a level 1. An easy target. Roughly. Unfortunately, I have no gags whatsoever. They did not give me any. But this is a way to get run. And when you run, you just kind of portal all the way back to the main area. So they kind of forgot to stop on the tour. They forgot to let you arm yourself. If I cared enough, I would actually drop them a line and say, "Hey, you can have a guy do absolutely nothing in terms of actually getting any attacks." But anyway. So basically, just spent my entire money supply jelly beans on the on a few gags so I can actually go beat something up now. I technically can beat a level 3 cog at this point. I just don't want to really try that because it seems like a very bad idea. However, a level 1. This other level 1 may join the fight. It looks like it will, okay. So I can either squirt a flower at him or throw a cupcake at him. Of course, I go with the high accuracy attack and I miss. Nope, the cogs are just leaving. Unfortunately, he doesn't miss. He is not missing. I am, though. Yeah, this is how the mafia works around here. And it said we got the it said we got the thing we needed. So I don't want to get in any more fights than I have to do this. Completing a quest gets us healed up to full.
Perfect. These supplies look immaculate as my perfect form when squatting 1,000 pound weight. In fact, I recommend Toon's exercise in between each tags I do. Give me 10 jumping jacks right now. On.
And your character's actually doing them, by the way.
2, 3, 4. Keeps it up.
And we're done with him. Maybe. Do you have anything else? Yeah, we are done with him. Except now he wants us to defeat 5 more cogs in any of these little streets that are connected to Toontown Central. To continue on. So I want to actually get hit. I actually want to not so much get hit. I will have to get hit. But you notice how some of these buildings are this steel, gray, ugly construction? Yeah, that just means they've been taken over by cogs. And you can enter a short dungeon that puts you up against a few rounds of cogs, and if you win, you claim the building back. That type of thing. Such as dungeons in this world. You're level 2. character can't hit the broadside of a barn. So this guy's probably going to send me back to Central with my tail between my legs. This probably won't be enough to finish him. Probably not. Did he finish me off? Yep. And here's what happens if you go sad. So you now just kind of have to stand and wait. And walk around really slowly because now you are sad. After a brief period of time, just being in this area happies you up a little bit. But really it takes a very long time to actually recover health by just standing around. Let's not do that right now. So now you will occasionally see a little +1 float up from my character. That is him slowly regaining his happiness. But also you can kind of grab these ice cream cones, which they respawn after a brief period of time, so you're not permanently getting one. But actually going sad is slightly annoying. Not bad. Okay. So now I'm healed fully, and I could go back into the street and try to attack people, but when you go sad, you also lose all the gags you bought, and I have no money to get any more. So how do you get more money? This little trolley right here. Which will take us to Minigames Central, to where you play minigames to gain jelly beans, which is your form of currency. So for this, we have a slight Pac-Man game here. I don't think there's... Yeah, we have literally no way to defend ourselves here. With some of the games, they will give you like a squirt gun or something to fend off the rampaging bots here. But in this case, they are just kind of... They are literally randomly moving around. And when they touch you, they just smack you up in the air like that and take a few seconds away from you. That's about it. So yeah, every time you need to refill your... See if I can get it done on this. Yeah. Dang it. Sadly, there's not much you can do about that spider. Except hope you can get away from him. Yeah, this will kind of remind you of the DR3 tunnel just a little bit. Only this is more annoying. So now we've got Tug of War against a shark in a suit, which I guess is their remade lawyer. I'm not joking, that's probably their remade lawyer. But I've got to tap back and forth at a very... If I go too fast, I'll start losing ground, and if I go too slow, I'll start losing ground. And eventually it just gets fast enough you hope you can hang on. But you get more jelly beans the more you play the games. And outside of the fishing, which is... I don't like to fish, but sometimes they make you. Fishing is just this. You have this little button, you aim, you pull back how far to throw, and you hope you hit a shadow. Or you hope once you got it there, a shadow eventually will cross the line of sight. Come on. And it costs you 1 jelly bean per toss. And if one just runs by your lure, you kind of catch it. And apparently today is Toon Bingo. As soon as if you can fill out that card, you get extra jelly beans or something. I don't remember. But that, in a nutshell, is Toontown. There are other things you can get. You can get little pets which run around your house whenever you get your house and things like that. But you know, not much more involved to it. That's pretty much it. And no, you cannot escape fishing minigames. They are everywhere. In every game ever, it is by law you must have fishing as a minigame. So no, I would not call this a good game. I would call it inoffensive. That's about where I would be with this. But this was actually, I hesitate to say fun, but it was kind of not the worst thing to kill off an afternoon with my daughter way back in the ancient eras of the internet and early days of MMOs. It was not a bad way to spend the day with my daughter. Once we actually got 2 computers, that was, you know. Of course, now my daughter plays Roblox. Because of course she does. Anyway. Where was the exit? There it is. And your little portable hole, and you jump down.